chapter 3 of our video book called Preparation Before an Event. Now, preparation starts well before even actually attending an event, and we've got some hints and tips for you. So shall we get straight into it?
Sounds good.
Perfect. So obviously networking is our cup of tea, and we hope it's yours as well. So here is what you should do before you even consider going to a networking event. Just by chance, we have a networking event here in the local newspaper, and we have to assess whether or not that networking event is our right target market, if it suits us, and do your research and find out about the networking event online. Obviously referrals and word of mouth as well. If you hear a networking group is great, go check it out. So once you've checked it out, RSVP well in advance, and even tell your friends and even bring a friend.
Absolutely. And I think before the event, it's always important to be clear on your elevator speech or 30-second commercial, really understanding and maybe practice in the mirror or practice in the car. What are you going to say? Your name, your business name, and maybe a point of difference about your business or your unique selling proposition, just to convey a clear and concise message and be a little bit different to the normal crowd.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what to bring at a networking event? Your name badge, your business card. You're going to be handing out so many of them, as well as any brochures, flyers, postcards relevant to your business, such as this one.
Perfect. So what you should also do is arrive early, so you can be prepared, be organised, know where you have to go and where you can place your marketing material. And you also get to meet people and also get to know the host if you arrive early, and also to leave late. Allow a bit of time after a networking event. Don't necessarily book a meeting directly after a networking event with a client, because there's a good opportunity you may have met somebody there and you want to catch up with them briefly after a networking event. So our biggest tip is to arrive early and leave late.
Absolutely. And also asking open-ended questions, so you're getting some feedback and information about them, be it their business, obviously, maybe a little bit about their family, to gain some interest levels into how you can create a conversation and a lasting impression as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So you might want to ask your host who else is in the room. We've kind of covered this in the previous chapters, but what you want to do is know who's in the room, who would be a good match for you, and ask the host to introduce you. And then once you've identified the key players in the room, it's a good idea to work the room. And Cindy, have you been to one of those networking events where it's a little bit intimidating? Everyone's in their little groups, and you don't know how to approach those
Absolutely.
people. So a good little tip on how to work the room is, if there's a group of people in a circle, you feel like you want to approach that group, what you can do is just slowly approach that group, and if they're in a circle, just work your way in where there's a gap. And you'll notice that everyone will either stop all of a sudden, and the polite thing to do is to say, no, continue, and that conversation will keep going amongst that group. And then hopefully there will be a pause where that conversation has come to an end, and then it will be a good opportunity to introduce you and your business. That's a really good way of coming into a group and how to approach a group.
Human nature normally says that within the first 10-15 seconds of someone actually approaching that group, someone will either ask you a question or acknowledge that you're there, and then start the conversation as well.
Perfect. And the best way to exit out of a group is, once a conversation has come to, I guess, a reasonable pause, or a conversation's ended, you can say, it was really lovely meeting you. I just seen somebody else I'd like to meet, or you wanted to go check out a trade table, and just, say it was really great to meet you, and then move on. People aren't offended by that, and they're kind of expecting you to work the room, and that's a good way how to exit.
Absolutely, as opposed to just moving right along.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Yeah. So I guess seeing the bigger picture as well, you're going to, at different networking events, meet different types of businesses, be it micro or home-based businesses. There may be some executives, some corporate businesses, small to medium-sized businesses as well. So I guess see the big picture in terms of who they actually know. A bit like what we talked about before with the spider's web. Don't prejudge anyone, and really have a genuine interest in what they're actually doing in their business.
Yeah, absolutely. So you want to remind yourself of what you want to achieve at the event. So definitely set a goal and objective, and if you want to meet somebody from a particular industry, go with that mindset and definitely go out to find that person at the event, because you don't want to be lost and you don't want to like waste your time there. So it's all good to have fun, it's all good to meet people, but it wants to be structured, and you want to meet certain type of people, and you definitely want them to be quality.
Absolutely.
So I guess the summary for preparation is to do your homework well before going to an event, choosing the right event, bringing all your marketing materials, and definitely ask permission from the hosts, and definitely just make sure you know who you want to talk to, you've got an objective, and you walk away from the luncheon achieving those goals.
Yeah, and it may not be at luncheon, it may be at breakfast and after 5, just whatever networking event it is.
Definitely. So preparation is definitely the key.
Excellent.